Hello everyone, how are you doing? This is Rob of Rule of Two Review. Welcome back to the channel. And it's Game Awards season. The Game Awards is finally back. We're coming up on the month of December. We're only a couple of weeks away from the annual show, which has really proven itself to become a pretty strong staple in the industry. And it's an event that I think we do all get used to looking forward to every December. You know, there was a period where a lot of folks pushed back and didn't believe in it, or maybe thought it was a temporary thing. It definitely went through some growing pain years, I think that we can all admit. But it's really pretty much something pretty solid. And I think that it's shown that it's here to stay. And so it is now Game Awards season, like I said, a couple of weeks away. And traditionally, I would be pretty darned excited about it. I'm actually one of the few people that's been kind of on board with the idea and what Geoff Keighley has been trying to do for a good couple of years now. But this year's is kind of one where I don't know. I'm struggling with the concept of the Game Awards more now this year than I ever have before. And I think that it's been something that's been slowly building within me over the past few years. And I guess this year just feels like the tipping point sort of situation. But I'll also admit what's frustrating about this conversation is I feel like I have a bit of a bipolar kind of approach here because yes, there are some unfortunate things about the Game Awards that I want to talk about, but this also comes with fantastic news about the Game Awards and the fact that, oh my god, my favorite game of like the past 10 years, Metroid Dread, this game that I didn't ever think would possibly exist, not only came out this year and was great, but did actually get the Game of the Year nomination that a lot of us wanted. And so I don't know, man. I feel like this is going to be a little bit of an off-the-rails kind of discussion and video from me today. I don't feel very focused because I just have 1,000 thoughts bouncing around the inside of my noggin around this whole thing. I mean, I'm so excited about the Metroid situation. It's so wonderful. It feels like the proper vindication and acknowledgement of this game and this franchise and something that myself and a very small group of other fans over the past 10 or 15 years have been holding on to hope about the Metroid franchise really getting the love that it deserves. And we see it happening, both with the hype around this game, the strong sales we've seen in the first month, now a Game of the Year nomination from the Game Awards, you know? It's all great news, but I'm just not feeling it this year, and it's so frustrating to me. And I'm only talking about myself. A lot of you may feel different, so I'm not trying to tell anyone to feel the way I feel. I'm just using my YouTube channel and this microphone and this camera as an outlet for my feelings, so please don't misunderstand the purpose of this video here if you choose to watch. I just am struggling with the fact that the year that something this amazing happens, Metroid gets a Game of the Year nomination as it deserves, is also the year that I'm just like almost done with the Game Awards. So I don't know. Like I said, this is going to be just a crazy rambling video. I hope you guys are along for the ride and at least enjoy hearing my thoughts, even if you disagree. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at here. Before we dive any deeper into this weirdly random, rambly video about the Game Awards and, of course, Metroid Dread, I like to remind you guys I am always trying to grow the channel here on Rule of Two Review. I upload every single week, I cover all things Nintendo, I discuss all things Metroid, and I discuss all things gaming. So as you watch this video, if you seem to like what I'm doing and what you hear, then I hope you will consider subscribing to the channel. So I think before I really start to focus on some of the main stuff, the stuff I'm not happy with, as well as the Metroid situation, I think I still do want to, you know, as is the theme of this video being very bipolar, like I said, I still want to start off with the fact that there is still some excitement in me about the Game Awards. Again, that's the frustrating thing about this. I'm both mad, but also excited. I'm both thrilled about Metroid, but frustrated by the other things. I mean, I'm just all over the place here. So, I mean, like I said, I really have stood by the Game Awards for a long time as like, yeah, maybe it's as an award show, quote-unquote award show, it's maybe not the most prestigious or the most honorable award show. Geoff Keighley and the whole team has done some really weird, stupid things over the years, and they haven't really solidified themselves as awards to take super seriously, but it is still a fun show. I've always enjoyed the fact that every December we have something to kind of all get together and talk about and get excited for and watch together and react to and discuss in the weeks or so after the show happens, and what game is going to win Game of the Year, what are the things that went horribly wrong, the things that were stupid and that we dislike. I mean, it's an event in the gaming industry that we all get to come together every December to watch and to celebrate and discuss. And good or bad, I've always kind of enjoyed that aspect to it. And I will give credit where credit is due. Yes, money is driving this thing and sponsorships and all this, but I really have to give Jeff Keighley props, as I do every year, for being somebody who really has cared enough to want to build something like this in the gaming space. There is no one else trying to do what he's doing here, and I think that it's cool that I think that the motivation, the idea he has is the right idea, even if the execution consistently suffers in some areas. I think I'll stick on the positive a little bit more, just because it's what I'm used to doing, and honestly it feels good and I need to feel positive in this weirdly negative video. Metroid, man. Metroid Dread, you guys, it happened. Holy crap, Metroid Dread got nominated for Game of the Year. From what I saw, I think it's the only thing it got nominated for, but man, does that feel good. Let me quickly read off the list of all the games that were nominated for Game of the Year. We of course have Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. Now, I actually have played 4 out of these 6 games this year, obviously Metroid Dread being the top one there. But I did play Deathloop, I played Resident Evil, and I played Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. I will say that Resident Evil 8, Resident Evil Village, mwah, awesome, great, loved it. Not as good as Resident Evil 7, but a great Resident Evil game, a great horror game. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. It's one of my absolute favorite video game franchises of all time. And, I mean, is it the best Resident Evil game? No, but overall it was a great adventure and experience. I loved it, I loved it, I loved it. Very glad that it was nominated. In fact, I would even be happy if it won, even though Metroid is clearly what I think should win, and what I want to win. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, you know, I own that game as well, and it was fine. I played it all the way through and I beat it. There's a lot of stuff I like about it, because I like those kinds of platformers and action-adventure games that aren't too necessarily complex. But there were some really annoying and frustrating elements to that game. It got repetitive. The characters talk to you way too often. They never shut up when you're playing that game. And maybe that's common for the prior games, I wouldn't know, but it's not something I loved in this game. Also, the Rift mechanic really didn't mean or do anything. It's a beautiful game, so let's be real. It's gorgeous to look at, and the gameplay is fine and fun. Again, I played it until I beat it. But the Rift mechanic didn't mean anything, so that part was kind of disappointing. To me, I was expecting like a 9.5 out of 10. I think I'd give it like a 7.5 or an 8. I'd give it an 8. It's a fine, fun game, but nothing special. Deathloop was a game I was crazy excited for. I was on board for this game since the day they first showed it. And I believed in it through all the previews and everyone joking about, oh, they keep showing Deathloop, stop. And I was like, this game looks amazing, you guys. And it came out, and I bought it day one with my money, and I hated it. I hated it. It took me 3 play sessions of about 2 or so hours apiece, and it just got worse. I didn't like it when I first started it. I liked it less the second time I turned it on, and by the 3rd time I turned it on, I was like, this is it. Either I find my groove or this game is not for me. And it just got more annoying and frustrating and convoluted for no reason, and honestly, boring. It was so boring to me. And I hate to rag on the game because Arcane Studios is talented. It was a good-looking game. I liked the concept. I liked the characters. I liked what they were trying to go for with the gunplay mechanics and the special ability powers or whatever. There was a concept there that was, I thought, really neat, and the whole time looping thing, but I hated it in execution. It's one of the few times I've ever played a game that it wasn't so much that it just didn't click with me. I actively disliked playing it. It made me stressed out when I thought about turning it on. So after 3 sessions, I was like, nope, I'm done. So that's my experience with the 4 games. It Takes Two is not my kind of game, but I hear it's very good, so that's fine. Psychonauts 2 is my kind of game, and I wish that I've had a chance to play it, but I've been too busy and have not yet played it. But I hear it's amazing. I believe that it's amazing. So I'm glad to see that one nominated. Coming back to Metroid, I mean, like I said, this is vindication, I think, for Metroid fans and for the Metroid franchise to see it nominated here. Nintendo doesn't traditionally get a whole lot of Game of the Year nominations at this show. I believe Bayonetta 2, Breath of the Wild, and now Metroid Dread, I think, might be the only 3 times, or maybe Mario Maker. Maybe the first Mario Maker, actually. So I could be wrong. Maybe it's happened 4 times. 3 for sure. Maybe Mario Maker on the Wii U, I think, might have also been nominated. So that's not so bad, I guess. 4 times they had a game nominated. And I loved all those games except for Mario Maker. And Seeing Metroid nominated feels great. Going into the show with the hype and the talk about the Game Awards coming, everyone was like really excited and people are like, oh, Metroid, this is the time, nominate Metroid. The Metroid hype is so real and strong right now, and I'm just loving living in this time frame where everyone is just enjoying Metroid and talking about it. And I was a little bit nervous it wouldn't get the nomination, but sure enough, it did get nominated. Now, if I was to be completely honest with you guys, do I think Metroid Dread is going to win? Part of me wants to say no. I'm honestly happy just to have the nomination. If it doesn't win, I'm actually going to be okay. I think that Resident Evil probably has the best chance to win. But because the Game Awards does some kind of stupid things where it allows people to vote for the winners, there is a chance it could win. I mean, the allowing people to vote could either help or hurt Metroid's chances. I don't quite know where it's going to land. If I truly believed the industry and industry insiders were the only ones responsible for considering all of the qualities that make up a good game, I feel like Metroid Dread would have a pretty decent shot. But since it's not that, even though there's strong support for Dread, I could also see it going the other way. It's just complicated and messy, and so I would like to say that I feel Metroid Dread is a shoo-in to win, but I'm not totally sure that it is going to win, so I'm going to put that out there. There's a great chance it doesn't win, but I still think it's awesome to see that the game was nominated. And so why am I frustrated with the Game Awards? I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like it's really representing what I believed Jeff was trying to do with it for a long time. Almost exactly 1 year ago, I actually made a conversation about a different issue I've had with the Game Awards for a while that is still a problem, and it's that the Game Awards, because they make it happen in December, they don't allow themselves a full calendar year to consider all of the games available. It is just mind-blowing to me that they still haven't figured this out and moved the show from December into January or February, just like what the Oscars does, and they allow every game released from January 1st to December 31st to be considered within those games for that calendar year. It makes a ton of sense, and they're still not doing that, and I'm so sick of that decision. Another thing that came up today that I actually tweeted about a little bit that really frustrates me and kills a lot of any good feelings I could have about the Game Awards is the whole, like I said, I don't even like that they let people vote for stuff. Then it just becomes a stupid popularity contest, Just like when they make you vote for class president in high school, like no one actually cares who the people are. It's literally just who's the most popular kid in school. It means nothing. And I feel like when it comes to this, it's a popularity contest. Now, to be fair, industry insiders also vote. So it's a combination of like regular people and industry insiders. So that does level the playing field out a little bit. And so if Metroid Dread does end up winning, it's going to feel great that I guess it was popular enough to get more votes than Psychonauts 2 from gamers. And it also could hopefully mean that a lot of the industry insiders that are part of the voting board also recognize its quality. So depending on what happens with Metroid, or if the other game I think that's worthy, Resident Evil, wins, that could help me understand what's going on. But what I don't like about the voting system is that they make you log onto their website and you have to log in. But it's not the normal way a website lets you log in, where they're just like, give us an email and create a password. And so you can give them a stupid email you never use with no information. They specifically ask you, and other websites do this too, and it's not good there, just like it's not good here. They're asking you for your credentials. Can we access your Twitter account or your Facebook or whatever? And they want access. They want your information. They want your Google login and credentials. And yes, you can create burner Facebooks and burner Twitters and burner Google email addresses, not burger. And you can create those things, but it's like so much extra work. But a lot of us have multiple email addresses, and I don't know. Not everyone might feel the same way I do about this, but it really set me off this morning. I deleted my initial tweet just because I was putting overly negative energy out there with it. I didn't delete it because I don't feel it. It accurately represents my whole approach to how they run their website and the logging in to vote thing. But I didn't like how I framed the tweet, so I deleted it for that reason. But I'll double down on how I feel. It's trash. The fact that they're doing it this way. They're not letting you choose how you log in. They're not letting you just vote by going to the website. They want something from you. And I have a very principled approach to this that I stand by in trying to protect data and information and the data harvesting and the black market of selling information online and this whole thing. And if things get hacked or leak, the ESA got hacked years ago and all these industry insiders info got leaked. That could happen again to the freaking Game Awards thing. And they want access to your Twitter account and all of the accounts that you've muted and the words that you've blocked. I mean, that's what they ask for. It's just, and so, you know, I'm ranting negatively about something, but I truly think it's a trash business practice, and it's all about business. This is how this organization is making money. They're probably selling a lot of your data and your Google account stuff and your cookies and all that crap that you see on your Twitter, your Facebook, whatever you choose to log in with. And if you don't take the extra steps to create an additional Facebook or Google email address or whatever, you're using the regular one you use, your personal info, or in my case, my YouTube's Twitter account, or my YouTube Google address, and it's like, I don't want you to have that crap. Let me give you my stupid email address instead so that you just put me on a mailing list that I'll never see. And so, I don't know. It's just a business practice that I don't like, and like I said, it set me off this morning. Also, I don't love that the Game Awards is still focusing on things like, you know, trending creator and best content creator and the esports kind of categories and all of this stuff. The most excited game for next year is like actual categories and awards. And I think if the Game Awards were ever going to try to take themselves seriously as an award show, they would remove these things. Sure, I mean, we all care about the most anticipated game for next year. That's cool, but like, does it belong as an award category in an award show? No. Obviously, the Game Awards operates differently than other, you know, award shows in TV and film, because it does also act as a commercial for the industry and for upcoming games. They show trailers and stuff during it, world premieres. And, you know, the Oscars doesn't do that. The Oscars isn't also showing you trailers for the biggest movies coming out the next year as a part of the presentation. No, it's just people celebrating the actual creators of that art and that medium. And the Game Awards has a little bit of that, but it also has a lot of the commercial stuff. And in prior years, I haven't cared too much, but I feel like it's getting bad. It's just too much, man. It doesn't feel good to me. I don't need a category for the most anticipated game next year. Just make a poll on Twitter, Jeff Keighley. Don't put it as a part of your thing to try to drum up hype and money for like the next big games for all of these companies. Like, that part doesn't feel very genuine to me. And then it's like, you know, they do this content creator of the year thing, and I just don't, even as a content creator myself and a YouTuber, I don't feel connected to this as a category in an award show. It feels super skeezy and just kind of dumb. It just feels dumb. And on top of that, as many people have noted, content creator has always been about people who stream only. People who make actual content and edited videos and take time to make, you know, video essays on gaming topics or companies or covering news or doing stuff like what AVGN does, or even like Scott the Woz, for example, which people talk about a lot. Those are the kinds of guys and people and creators and people in that level that to me should be more recognized. If you want to recognize people who just stream, who just get on live stream and just play a video game and talk to a camera without any sort of editing presentational stuff, that's fine. Those people have value. I'm not trying to talk down to them, but I just think it should be a separate category. Instead, content creator has become the same as live streamer, and that's all that's ever being recognized. If you're not recognizing someone like the Angry Video Game Nerd, you're doing it wrong. Or other people in that vein. Like, to me, that's the kind of stuff I'd like to see recognized in that category, and then do a separate one for Streamer of the Year. Because I'm not a guy who's into streaming, but I acknowledge it's huge business, and a lot of the people who are famous, you know, live streamers, they're famous. Like, they're a big deal. People watch them to the tunes of millions. People whose names I don't even freaking know. Like, you know, Dr. Disrespect, I know him, and Ninja, right? Like, those are I don't know, like, make it a different category. That's all I'm trying to say, man. It should just be a different category. And so, I know, like I said at the beginning, I tried to prepare you guys for this. This is a rambly video. This is a video with no focus. This is a negative video. This is the video that makes me feel glad that, the one reason I'm glad that dislikes are going away on YouTube videos, because I feel like this is going to be the kind of video that people don't like. They don't like me. They dislike the video. Maybe they unsubscribe, because it's just me just kind of, you know, ranting about something that I'm not happy with this whole Game Awards thing. I normally don't like to put that energy out there, but this is just how I'm feeling, man. It's making me feel weirdly disconnected from gaming as a hobby and a passion, and I feel very disconnected from the industry just based on, I don't know, everything Game Awards. But at the same time, this gem, this 12 out of 10 perfect masterpiece, the revival of my favorite video game franchise, came out this year and got nominated for Game of the Year. I'm thrilled. I'm still going to watch the show. I still want it to win Game of the Year. But I also think the Game Awards is stupid. So I don't know. I'm contradicting the hell out of myself, and I know it. I said it at the beginning, but it's just how I feel. And so maybe that's why this is such an unfocused, ranty video for me, is because my feelings on this are conflicted. They're battling in my brain how I feel, upset or excited, happy or let down. It's like, it's just a back and forth battle in my brain about this. So I'm going to end this here. If you stuck around through this entire video, kudos to you. I don't know how you did it because I feel like I was all over the place and extremely negative. But I'm not feeling great about the gaming industry. I'm not feeling great about the Game Awards. But I am stoked that Metroid got the recognition it deserves. I've been fighting the good fight for Metroid for all 8 years of my time on YouTube, even when no one was talking about Metroid, when no one cared about it, way before it was cool to get on the Metroid Dread hype train, before Metroid Prime 4 was even announced, let alone in all the time since it was announced. I've been keeping the Metroid love and conversation going. If you've been following me for years, you know that's the case. I love this franchise. I am so passionate about this franchise. It's the one thing keeping me interested in the gaming hobby right now. And Halo Infinite. I'm excited for Halo in a couple of weeks. But other than that, I don't know. So I hope this wins Game of the Year, but I also think the Game Awards is stupid. I just don't care anymore. They're just bad news. So anyway, this was fun, right? Thanks for watching. I hope you stuck it out all the way through. And with that, this video is a wrap. Thanks, of course, as always, for tuning in, guys. This is Rob of Rule of Two Review, and I will maybe catch you next time on